illegal activities. Oh, does it now? Was I giving off some kind of ex-con sort of vibe? Well, give me a chance to explain. I grew up in the Well in New Atlantis. Parents made barely enough money to keep the lights on in our apartment. After I dropped out of school, they begged for me to look for work. But I realized it was a lot easier to simply take whatever I wanted instead. A year after that, I'm a career criminal with UC security breathing down my neck, and my parents kicking me out of the house. That's just it, though. I was having the time of my life, earning way more than I needed to simply get by and loving every minute of it. Back then, if you would have told me one day I'd be wearing this uniform, I'd have said you were out of your mind. Thanks. I'm quite proud of where I've ended up. Let's just say the years after my time in the Well were filled with highs and lows. Look, the point is that I felt you deserved to know a bit about my past, to know where my anger towards the fleet comes from. You're welcome. Well, I think you've had enough for now. You get the point. Let's get back to it before Keyboy writes us a citation for loitering. We'll be here if you need us.
Word is the fleet has you chasing ghosts on Suvorov. There's one thing spookier than a pirate.
Howdy.
Stars, Captain. Our captain is not taking visitors.
Hey, you tell Petrov his old buddy Barrett is here to see him. He'll want to talk to us right away.
Barrett, from Constellation. You're specifically on the list of people not allowed on this scow under any circumstances.
Oh, right. Forgot about that. If I could just talk to Petrov myself, I'm sure he'd want to put that all behind us.
Go. Away. No one uninvited boards the scow. Captain's orders. If that's all you're here for, then maybe. All right. I'll clear you to dock. Keep yourself out of trouble, or we'll have every hired gun in the cargo bay after you.
Hey, if you have time, I've been thinking about some things. Wanted to talk to you about it.
Hey, stranger. Let's chat sometime, okay? You're handling this whole captain thing really well, you know. Let's talk. When you have time, of course. Never mind. Sorry. Thinking of something else.
Who let you on board? Thought Petrov was done hiring mosquitoes. Or maybe you're after something from the captain's collection. Yeah? What kind of salvage work you do? Ship? Ground battlefield? Or do you just skulk the back alleys picking through trash? Sounds about right. A lot of spare parts out there. If you don't think too hard about the last guy who had them.
A lot of these places were abandoned for reasons. Folks didn't plan on coming back.
You're all right, scavenger. Go on ahead. Traded for it. Some dusty hauling ore from the fringe. Was glad when he left. It's all shakes and muttering. Strewn about all over. The good stuff's locked up in a vault for Petrov's own personal viewing pleasure. And before you ask, Petrov's the only one with the keys, so don't try bribing any of the crew. You'll just waste your money. Petrov's got a whole little alien zoo in the back. He's asking for trouble with those things. But the locks on the cages are pretty high-end. Thankfully. Petrov's got a whole little alien zoo in the back. He's asking for trouble with those things. But the locks on the cages are pretty high-end. Thankfully. Fine. Just ignore me then.
Hey, Captain. Can I talk with you for a bit?
Don't have time for you. Get lost. Firefight breaks out, everyone on board is gonna join in just for fun. You understand? worth it. Hey, excuse me. Well, gentlemen, we have a newcomer. Place your bets.
I'll go with buying. 100 credits says they leave with one of the captain's glorious golden statues.
You know those are colored aluminum, right? I say selling, but nothing the captain wants. You win, Bull?
Yeah, count me in. I say selling. A cargo hold of all the oil paintings. All fakes.
Bold. I like it. Us? We're in, acquisitions.
She means we hunt things down and steal them.
From bad people. Mostly.
A lot of these old relics the captain collects don't have legitimate owners, so it's sort of right by possession, you know? And we help with the possession part. Oh no! Looks like we all lose.
Including you, newcomer. The captain's obsessed with that damn rack. Got it in the vault and everything.
You know, I hear that vault got made on the cheap.
Quiet, quiet. No spilling the captain's secrets.
At least not for free.
Oh, we would never do that. We love our captain.
We love his money.
Oh, yeah, right. Hand over the credits then. Let's talk.
I hear the back end of the vault butts up against the old conveyor belt system.
Crew says those walls were just meant as partitions. They're thin, held up by a few old security bolts. A laser could just cut right through them.
Not that you would, being a respectful guest of this ship and all. I mean, look around, you know? This ship kinda says it all.
He's a self-obsessed megalomaniac with delusions of grandeur.
I don't think that's fair. He's just eccentric, like a best friend who's great in really, really small doses.
One thing he's good for is steady pay. He knows how to spread the wealth around.
Oh no, God no. Each of us works solo. We'd kill each other if we had to team up.
I actually think it wouldn't be so bad. We hang out all the time.
Exactly. I got precious little separation between my life and you two as it is.
You hear about the zoo? Captain went through a phase, and now there's a whole mess of alien wildlife in cages below deck.
They don't look happy there at all.
They're in cages. Why would they be happy? And how can you tell? They're aliens.
I don't know. They just seem sad when I look at them.
Anyway, the technician for the cages quit recently, and I have it on good authority that the password is now Idiot Captain. Worth a chuckle if you want to try it.
But don't, because those aliens might kill everyone.
What do you think, gentlemen? Is it time to mutiny?
The price is right.
Yeah, I wouldn't want...
You're a mercenary.
Not if I can avoid it.
Okay.
You meet Vadek yet? The captain's right hand. I've never seen a man so exhausted. You hear there's alien creatures on board the ship? Shh. Captain calls it a zoo.
You know, I needed this. Vasco never appreciated my humor that much. I was just remembering how I'd pour my heart out to Vasco. So many times. I told him all about Irvin. He showed me a chart of how sad I should expect to feel. Sure, folks from the lodge, folks from my past. I've got friends when and where I need them. But traveling with you has been different. We're more of a team. It feels stronger. Oh, we got to point B many times just fine. Top-notch co-pilot. Would recommend him to anybody. Anyway, I'm glad you're here right now because we have things to discuss about Irvin's case. I heard back from my contact. They looked into Hephaestus Mining Corporation. Looks like they paid off the judge. And that's not all. My contact really came through for us. Turns out the witness was threatened until he withdrew his testimony. And thanks to our contact, we now have the receipts. I tend to agree. It's interesting, but not enough to take it to a lawyer yet. So I know a cyber runner who has accessed corporate archives before. They can dig into the classified archives before we go to a lawyer. We can pay extra for them to use less legal methods to obtain information, but that adds risk. I appreciate that, Captain. But I'll take care of any fines or bribes that come up from this. You have always been so supportive of me during this process. Let me take care of this part. Depending on what they find out, it might be time to talk to a lawyer. I'll see if I can find one. Whew. Taking on Hephaestus isn't going to be easy. And I say this as someone who's fought the Crimson Fleet. Maybe I should study up on the art of cross-examination. Might come in handy at the trial. That's solid advice. Know your actual limitations, and not the ones granted to you by a mysterious superpower. Anyway, let's go adventure while we wait on the cyber runner to get back to us.